Hey everyone, this is Dr. George Birnbach, and welcome. What I want to talk about today is something that came up on a phone call yesterday, which is they said, "Hey George, hey Dr. Birnbach, how do I stay positive when my marketing didn't hit, or how do I stay positive when one of my staff members just isn't doing what they're supposed to be doing?" And this comes down to something we talked about the other day, which is consistency and resilience. And it is a challenge. How do you stay resilient to what you're doing day in, day out? How do you stay positive day in, day out? Well, the whole idea is that you don't have to stay positive day in, day out. There are three things you do have to do. Number one is you have to manage your self-talk. You have to manage that voice in your head. You see, when you first get a setback or a failure, the most important thing is that you start managing and monitoring the voice inside your mind. You need to talk to yourself about how you're processing the problem, not how you're affected by the setback. So we never stop and go, "Oh, this derailed me." We go, "Okay, here's the problem. How are we going to process and manage this?" Because everyone's going to have a failure or a challenge point at some point, something that you consider terrible or horrible. And it's easy to be discouraged or disappointed or angry or feeling sad, right? Or even getting, contempt for someone who did this to you. But here's the reality. Things like this happen to everyone, and you're still driving forward and being a good person and doing good things. And so what we have to do first is we have to say, all right, what happened? What did we learn from this? How are we going to process this? How are we going to move it forward? Because you are still the person who got yourself here. And that is much further along than a lot of people who never started. So when you have a setback, it doesn't mean you can't. It just means you have to differently. And that's really important. The second piece here is to socialize your struggle. When you start feeling alone, it's easy to feel like a victim or a martyr. So you socialize your struggle and you let other people know that you recognized the setback, and you are also looking for voices to help you process and get around that. Because you have to understand that almost no one gets there alone. And even though at times you feel like king of the world in the mastermind, you have a lot of smart people around you who have different visions, different perspectives, and different experiences, and they can help you tackle almost anything that you come up against, right? There are 7 billion people on the planet, and I'm sure that several of them know how to solve whatever you're up against. So you socialize your struggle, and you get the struggle out into the world. Here's the big thing about asking for help. People are willing to help people who are trying to help themselves much quicker with more passion than they're willing to go pick someone up off the ground who doesn't want to rise. So socialize your struggle, and then finally, maintain your values and discipline. That doesn't mean you can't change when needed, but you maintain your values, you maintain your discipline, so that everything you're moving towards is still in alignment with the vision and your passion that brought you to this place in your life. That is how we're going to maintain resilience, and that's how we're never going to let a problem derail us, either physically or emotionally. All right? So there's the thought for today. Take this, think about your own life using these concepts, and I bet you're going to look at setbacks and failures much better. All right? My name is Dr. George Birnbach. I'll talk to you all real soon. Bye-bye.